navigate us now. Tides are changing. Can you hear the sound? Can't stop us now. We're not back in town, know what we're doing. Things are about to change, it's evolution. Voices shake the ground, you feel it moving. We the revolution. We're the revolution. With the ground beneath your feet, with a whisper in the trees. Do you feel us watching? Hunger in our eyes, victories on our minds. It's our time to rise. Can you hear the sound? Can't stop us now. We're not back in town, know what we're doing. Things are about to change, it's evolution. Voices shake the ground, you feel it moving. We're the revolution. We're not back in town, know what we're doing. Things are about to change, it's evolution. Voices shake the ground, you feel it moving. We're the revolution. city lights on the other side. You're calling me up at the same time. I'm in the daylight. You're calling to say hi, but your words, they cry. If there's something that you need to say, I know it ain't easy living inside your brain, for sure. You keep telling me that it's all okay, but I know, yeah, your silence speaks so loud. Your silence speaks so loud. I hear you calling up, yeah. Talking about nothing. Then you said something under your breath. I can't take it. I know what you're thinking. I wish I could fix this, yeah. If there's something that you need to say, I know it ain't easy living inside your brain, for sure. You keep telling me that it's all okay, but I know, yeah, your silence speaks so loud. Silence speaks so loud. And I hear you calling up.
...24/7 denk ich immer noch an dich. Heute bist du nicht mehr da, jetzt ist das Rampenlicht. Tausende von Narben hab ich nun in meinem Gesicht. Farbe in der Haut, ja diesen Schmerz, den hab nur ich.
I think we are different. Our love was so magnificent. I tried so hard to know as far I could ever go. I think I broke myself. I think I went through hell. 'Cause I tried our love. Your love was way above.
Du bist nicht mehr da und ich will, dass du weißt, ja die Liebe am Arsch und die Herzen sind kalt. Ja ich bin heute allein und doch sag ich dir eins, gib das hier jetzt auf, denn wir sind nicht mehr zwei. Hab mich grad verliebt und doch war ich dir fern. Gibst mir einen Hieb und ich sehe einen Stern. Es brennt noch das Licht, doch es ist weit entfernt. Die Liebe vergibt, doch ich fühle den Schmerz. Ich will dich nie mehr sehen, ja ich werde es nie verstehen. Warum willst du von mir gehen? Es kann dich nicht alles um nicht gehen.
We are different. Our love was so magnificent. I tried so hard to know as far I could ever go. I think I broke myself. I think I went.
Chat, baby. Welcome back to another session. I hope you guys are locked and loaded and ready for this one. It is the first New York session of daylight saving. So I hope you guys get that coffee. I hope you guys are ready for the sundowners. It's going to be sundowners and TPs. It's going to be a good one. Chris, how you feeling, brother?
Good, man. I think this first week's gonna be tough, getting used to all of this late. Still getting to the office at 7 and leaving when it's dark. So interesting. It's gonna be an interesting week.
It's going to. Guys, and not just that, it's going to be a very interesting week on the markets. We did a very deep dive into this for the project you guys in our prep call last night. So if you want to know more about that, I mean, you guys can check that out while we've got our end of year Black Friday specials running. But There's a lot to look forward to, a lot of big events, a lot of fundamental events. And I think obviously the big one, which everyone should be aware of, and if you aren't aware of it, I don't think you should be trading, is the US elections. They're going to be coming in very, very hot tomorrow. You guys are going to see some massive moves on the markets tomorrow when that is coming to the end. So definitely keep out of it. You guys think you've seen some big NFP CPI events? I promise you, just wait for tomorrow. But before we talk about any of that good stuff, we're going to run, make sure we're ready to go for the market open. But before we jump right into that, Chris, will you open us up with a prayer, brother?
I will, Chad. Let's get ready here for the new week. And Father, I just want to thank you for bringing us all back safely on Monday. Thank you for giving us the opportunity again today to do what we love. I pray that you will lead us, guide us, give us insight, give us wisdom, give us clear minds to really execute well here today. We also pray your hand of blessing over this week. Father, you are the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end. So you already know the end from the beginning. You're already at the end of the week. And we just pray that you will be with us during this week. We pray your hand of protection over our families, our businesses, everything we do, Father. We pray that it will be blessed and that all glory that we receive, that we will just reflect it right back onto you, Father, because you are the one that's giving us all of the good in our lives. Every good and faithful gift comes from your hand. And we pray this and we ask this in the mighty name of Jesus. And if you believe it, Chad, you can drop an amen right now in the chat.
Amen. Yeah, guys, I think there's a few other things going on there in the chat there. David, I can't fault Ed on that one. That is quite a good logic over there. So maybe you must ask Ed for some advice there. But we're going to talk a little bit about trading. So to start us off, as always, let's dive right into the fundamental chat. And what are we going to be looking for? Now, starting us off on a Monday, guys, not anything crazy for those that have been trading the yen. It was a bank holiday there. So I'm pretty sure we saw some guys taking opportunities there. But other than that, that is pretty much it for the fundamentals today. Obviously, everything loading up big time for tomorrow. So we can go over to the markets and have a look at what we're seeing here. So DXY, I'm staying bullish, guys, on a weekly, but have a very much neutral outlook. Now, we had quite a bit of a jump, a gap down over here, but back to that daily key level of 103.450. Our monthly pivot, we want to take note, is quite far underneath us. But again, if we hold this level over here, we can obviously go bullish again and go for that gap close. But at the same time, if we do close under this daily key level, I do see us probably going back for that monthly pivot. When we're looking on the 4 hour, the thing for me is already an idea, massive bearish candle, other than just naturally the gap. Massive bearish candle, hitting this key level, and neither breaking waves resistance or anything. If this candle could be the first one now to close at 5 o'clock, but again, market open could turn this around very quickly. But until now, we had tried to break underneath, broke back above, broke underneath, and now we are obviously looking like we're going to break underneath and hold, but we're going to see about that. Obviously, our weekly pivot is away above us, so that is still on the cards. When we go to the 15, we're going to see this, obviously that gap down, almost immediate momentum to the downside, setting Asia lows. So Asia highs untested, above Asia highs EQ daily pivot. So you guys know, if you've been trading with me, that is already something I want to look for. That move to the top side. So if we can look here, already finding support, a little low of the day being swept, finding support, then we're going to move, as I said, back above this key level. We can see us break back to the Asia highs that are untested, daily pivot EQ, and even back to that weekly pivot. Very simple. Weekly S1, as we always talk about, same as a daily S1, just a higher time frame. So if we didn't get to trade away from it, we get here, we start holding that weekly S1, we're obviously going to start to find support. So going over to indices, again, being quite an interesting one here, still pretty much neutral. Reason for me is obviously massive bearish momentum. We obviously on NASDAQ side can't flip completely like I have on US30 yet, but that all lines up to today. Now, very simple reason why. We obviously came very bearish down, but then having this bullish momentum, we obviously came into this level of resistance. So held this resistance, but did also close above 20,000. Today now, we can see we are coming back down. So held this level as resistance and coming back down. Again, I'd be really surprised some of the Prodigy members didn't take opportunities of this, but all going as literally broken down in the prep calls. right now underneath that EQ. Very, very simple play. Even the grabber kick working out your Asia lows. Asia highs at this time. There's your Asia highs. Coming in later, sweeping the highs of the day. Getting back into the Asia highs. The break underneath, finding the EQ. Testing your level of resistance or support. In this case, resistance. And then your sells down to Asia lows that were untested. So beautiful, beautiful move over there on NASDAQ. Now, over to US30. Again, we're going to look at very quickly US30 wanting the buys. So that's quite an interesting one for me, but we're going to look at that now. The cracker wanting the buys. Now, again, I am neutral with a bearish outlook, but I'm going to stick to what I said on Friday, guys. Very, very simple reason. This yearly R2. Now, we had a lot of bearish momentum, big bullish move, big move to the top side, but that also could have just been our test for the monthly pivot. But now also coming all the way back down. If I said, same thing I said on Friday, if we hold above this yearly R2, we are going to go bullish. Very simple as that for me. If we start to break underneath it, I think we are in trouble. And when we look at that on the 4 hour, again, very, very simple. We've seen this over here quite a few times, this whole play here. So you're coming up, coming back down, your big move up, and then this over here coming down to take out these lows. If you get a nice close over there, very, very nice reversal play. So we're going to see that start coming in on the 15. Same thing. You've obviously traded there, breaking your Asia highs, coming back down, found support, move to the top side, hitting your weekly pivot, and then coming back down at the previous next level of resistance. All the way back here, you've broken under Asia highs, broken down. And again, if you break under this, very, very simple. Asia lows untested, and we're going to see that move to the downside. This also was a nice quick gap fill. As we see, there was a little bit of a gap open on this. So very, very testy one here for me. I'm not going to be comfortable with these buys if we are underneath this yearly R2, but we're going to see what happens. We're always going to trust in the cracker. Then over to gold. Gold is, again, I've actually gone neutral. And reason is, guys, so when we start looking at, especially on a weekly, we obviously have a very, very big wick, but when we start looking on the daily, the reason I flipped on this, and not flipping completely, but just taking a bit of a neutral stance, is purely the fact that we actually took out that all-time high. When you go in very close, we'll go on the 4 hour, you'll see this, is we had an all-time high, then the next day we literally wicked to take an all-time high, and then having a massive rejection, coming all the way back down, as we can see, taking out levels. Obviously on technicals we didn't take out structure, so that's why we're still saying that little bit of neutral outlook. But again, if this was your Monday, your typical time frame, something like this, where now you get like a little bit of a wick, turn around back in, you've had that typical breaks down, so your low, lower high, lower high, low, so forth. And we're going to see that start to come in. So when we look at now, again, not off the table, we see in the 200 and the EQ holding very, very strong here. So I'm not saying the bearish players aren't going to come in hand, but it did come down, test, find support, and now having that bullish move. If it does hold here, I think it can definitely go bearish. But right now, in this little bit of a range it has, this is quite messy for me. I don't know where I'd want to necessarily take something there. Maybe aggressive shorts underneath Asia lows for that burst play to the downside, previous weekly lows, and to the monthly pivot. But over here, I necessarily wouldn't want to take something. But if we hold above Asia highs, I would then consider the buys back to 27.58. But then again, as I say, I am in a neutral position, so we'll just see what we get on this side. But that's pretty much everything for me. Chris, what you looking at, brother?
Shot Keegs, yeah, cracker looking for buys. I don't like it, but I know Keegs is looking at one thing, and you see what I'm seeing.
Yeah.
Last week, so I would take the breakdown, but not the break up. If we start going up first, not gonna happen. All right, Chad, straight into the charts. We have literally 4 minutes. DXY, very simple for me. This is that zone that I was referring to this morning. Previous weekly low, Asia lows, daily key level. Whatever is going to happen around this level, that's going to determine the rest of the session for me. Weekly S1, now that 200 is sitting there, ideally bulls would need to get above that. Otherwise, bears are going to take control for the rest of the day. And we could be trading closer to the daily S2 a little bit later, because we never even came close to the daily S1. All right, so that's the XY. US30, very simple for me as well. We've got 2 zones to monitor. The 2 zones from this morning was the daily pivot, EQ, Asia highs. Quite a bit of price action around that. Then also your weekly pivot up there. Now that yearly R2. Asia lows untested. There's that daily zone. I do expect price to actually go into that zone now that we've taken Asia highs. Very, very likely Asia lows will be taken during the session. Nasdaq, real quick as well. There's that quite not that big of a zone, but I think it was 20 points if I'm not mistaken. 35, quite a big zone. But this entire zone is valid. It's a monthly pivot, daily pivot, EQ. And I said anything above or below is going to be bullish and bearish. No real retest of it as yet. Asia highs still intact. Asia lows not yet taken, but it seems like the bears want to get stuck in here. Gold for me, as mentioned, this was the two zones that I was looking at earlier this morning. We failed to break below that previous daily low. Asia lows barely nipped. Now we are at Asia highs and at the daily pivot. All right, chat. So EQ rejected. This zone right here is going to determine what we do for the rest of the session. So if we can get some type of hold above this daily pivot, I do think we can drive into this weekly pivot overhead. And if we start breaking below here, we're going to need to get through that 200. We can see that 200 has been short-term support, also some short-term resistance, but a lot of price action around that. So if bulls are going to take control, they need to get it away from that 200. 3 minutes left. GU. We took our positions beautifully here this morning from this daily R1. Now quite a bit of consolidation around this daily key level. Daily R1, quite a bit of price action around it. Previous daily highs rejected quite a few times now. 200 now in play. And Asia lows barely nipped. All right, so I'm going to need to see what we do from here. And then what we do from that 200. All right, so a little bit messy here. And then GJ is now rejecting, not rejecting yet, but breaking below Asia lows. Asia highs swept, so it could be quite a messy day for the rest of the day here on GJ. Nothing that I would jump at. Yeah, Chad, it's very, very messy here. Yeah, there's nothing that looks good for me. We broke below Asia lows, we came back above, now back below again. If I really felt forced to take a trade and my life depended on it, this would be the zone that I would look at. Asia lows, and if we can get a nice clean retest on those Asia lows and we reject, otherwise yeah, there's honestly nothing here for me. But Keeks, that is. How are you feeling about the cracker? I'm not
the biggest fan of it.
Yeah.
As I said, quite simply, that yearly R2 for me, that's obviously a level, and obviously the cracker, the V3, we keep talking about, that also disagrees with it. So
you know what, you know why I don't like if we go up first, because think about it, we establish that first little small opening range. And what we've seen, if it pushes up, that's why if it goes down first, I'll do that, because that's going to establish our range, and we can go back to the range open. But if we push up first, I'm honest, Chad, I'm not going in with this.
Yeah. Hey, Kyle, good to see you back in the building, brother. Been a while. You've been a little MIA there. Yo, Chris, I finally got to purchase my TET account. One question, though. Can... Equipty bot.
hey, Chad, don't talk about that bot. Chad, yo, please check the disclaimer in this video. This is not financial advice. This is purely for educational and entertainment purposes only. You will lose money if you follow what we do here. And then just lastly, Peter asking about the elections. Peter, it's going to be volatile sorry, Keeks, flip, that was terrible. As the polling starts to come through, as the swing states start to come through, but I think the longer term effect is going to be once either one of them concede at the end. So it's a coin flip.
All right, guys, markets are open. Round 2. Ding, 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 ding. Fight. Also, Mfundo, quick one. You need to go to accounts now. So on your dashboard, you actually have to go to accounts, and on accounts, you'll see the new one you did, and you have to now click visible, and then it will show there. That's a bit of a change that came in, which we're actually trying to undo. But yeah. All right, guys. So not the most volatile
Open.
little open there. We won't lie about that one, but we're gonna see what we got. Yeah, bro. I will say I don't necessarily like that play. I think if this actually goes lower now, bro, I actually would even think of taking the sell, because that's a perfect little test, and it sticks to what we've been talking about.
If it, yeah, I
If
feel
that
you.
breaks lower,
Yeah.
I'd rather
Take the sell.
take
yeah.
the V3 option, which we've been doing, and you know what, a little R&D on it, and see if that carries on the same way. But the buys, I'm honestly not comfortable at all with this type of trade.
No, especially with Asia lows untested. It's
What would you take the sells as well then? Just because we
No,
tested the V3,
so
would you
it's-
just not take it?
no. So if we go down first, that's going to establish that opening range for us. So if we break above here now, I would rather go for the sell, because the opening range is then doing opposite of what we want. So it's enticing buyers first. Because if you think about it, for the most part, the trades that we take usually go counter trend to what we take it. So if we want to buy, it usually breaks down first to create like a range opening low.
Chad, we're not in anything yet, just by the way. So we're not in anything.
So yeah, we supposed to buy if it breaks above that little range, above this 200. I would
yeah,
then
Chad,
sell.
basically you can see here on my screen this little yellows is basically if we get a break above this yellow block, we're going to look to buy. But
So the V3 would go counter cyclical to what we.
yeah. So now you see, this is my question, bro. Do we go with what the V3 would want, or do we stick to the plan?
Yes, dude. We haven't tested the V3 though.
Honestly, I'm going to stick to the plan, bro. It's a Monday. I'm going to stick to it. This is more R&D for us. We've always said this a few times. We don't like the play, but we test.
No, we
stick
have to.
it.
That's why I said the V3
So,
for me, technically.
I'm going to stick to it, yeah, bro. If we can, I'm
3,
entering.
2, 1.
I'm
I'm in
in, Chad.
bars as well.
I'm going to see. Remember, guys, as we said, we don't necessarily like this play, but that's the rules. That's the rules.
So in the V3, Chad, that would have been a sell.
Yeah. This would have been a beautiful sell now on the V3.
But we're still going with V2. And let's see. Yeah, Kiggs, I think once we've got enough data, I think we need to at least go back on 60 trades.
Yeah. Yeah, you
But
need
the
to
thing
at
is,
least
Asia
build a bit of
Asia lows untested, daily pivot. So
Yeah.
we're gonna take the medicine, or we're gonna smile and say, "V2, you the best."
Yeah, bro, it's one of those things that we obviously say we're not the biggest fan of this, but
V3 would have been break even.
yeah. I think I actually want to go back, bro. Just simply the V3. I want to go back and see what the results have been actually on the V3.
And the thing is, the V3, you wouldn't use our direction candle. You'll
No.
purely use it based off that.
Yeah. So the direction candle would actually be out of the picture then.
No direction candle.
So that also means literally no one will know anything about the cracker then. Where the guys think they have the direction candle, the V3 eliminates that.
But you see now, this first little pump got the buyers excited. So
Yeah.
But let's see, it's still. Look, the V2 did 8R last month. So
Bro, that's what we say. The V2 has done quite a few trades where we
Yeah.
said we don't like it, and it's delivered. So that's what I said. As much as I don't like it, I also feel like I have to stick it out. It's done so much for us. You can't now be like,
Just that Asia lows untested is a killer. There we go.
yeah.
Almost
Asia
out.
lows, obviously for me,
And I'm out, not yet. Almost.
I'm being sniffed, but I'm not out yet.
No, I think it will rip us now shortly.
But holding this level, that level of supports, turn resistance, that for me is just a retest of it. Yeah.
All I'm saying is, if this thing goes to TP, that confaculates our V3 a little bit. So we actually wanna hit a stop here,
want to.
because that just confirms what we've. Yeah, I'll be out now. Boom, out.
Yeah, there we go. Out, Chad. Okay, so V3 is showing some promise here, Chad. V3. So starting the week off with an L. Typical Monday, if in all fairness for the cracker. But yeah.
But you check what I'm saying. That initial, it just makes sense, because this is this setup here was exactly those 3 losses we took that week.
No, bro, but that's exactly what I said. So honestly, this V3 I really want to look into, because this V3, it's really delivered, bro. That week we did the 4 wins. The V3 was right every single one of those.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the same idea and logic behind it of how we enter, but yeah. All right, Chad. I think so. I don't know when. Okay, I'm gonna backtest it, guys. First, I'm gonna look at it a little bit, go over
60
quite a few trades,
I would say 60.
and then I'll decide if we're gonna move to V3.
And you know what V3 is going to do? V3 is going to give us like a 70% hit rate, because we would have had 4 out of 5 that week that we had all of those losses. Three losses. All 3 of those trades would have been winners.
Jangs, the reason we didn't trust it is very simple. The same
We
thing we've
haven't
been
pre-tested.
reiterating there. We haven't.
Tasted
We've
it.
only seen the tests or results of it in a very short time frame. So over a 2-week span, for example, since we've come up with a V3. So if it hasn't, like, that could just be a period in the markets where it was working better, and then it's going to go back to when there's not so much fundamentals and things like this happening, and then the market works normal. So it's very nice and wild to do those things, but like Chris said, we need at least a minimum of 60 trades, something like this, to go back off of, and then we'll be like, okay, you know what, this is a better cracker, and we'll go with that.
Chad, also contextually, if you think about it, something we always talk about, Asia highs, that was literally, we were trading below Asia highs. There's Asia lows. There's that daily level. So, yeah, we're gonna, I can almost, no, let me not, we can't make any guarantees. The win rate, I can, yeah, almost said promise again. The win rate, the win rate for V3, I think, is going to be very, very good, because these stop losses that we've taken, there's certain criteria that we've seen play out. On all of the losses we take, there's one fundamental thing that's the same every single time, and that's when we started looking at it. But again, agree with Keegan, we cannot just go on 2 weeks of seeing it. We physically need to go back and compare both the V2 and the V3.
And you know, bro, sorry, I just want to interrupt there. With how the cracker works, obviously, you know, in that we would have targeted, you could have targeted this.
Asia
If you
lows.
understand the very idea of how the cracker originated, that would have been TP, yeah. Literally, that would have been TP,
Asia
guys, at
lows.
2.4.
Yeah.
Which means you could even round up and play it safe and actually just do a 2R. So,
But did you see how it's exactly the same setup?
no, exactly, bro.
Dude,
But that's what I'm saying. So,
exactly-
Chad, we're definitely going to look into this. This actually could be something for us. So we're going to look into this one, see what happens here. So who knows, in a very short term, we might have a cracker 3.0. I love it, bro. We train the cracker for not even a whole year. I'm going to say like, what, 7 months, 6 months, 5 months.
No, this is part of the development.
But
this is
that's
part
what I
of
say,
the
guys.
So the cracker, I think Rian can correct me if I'm wrong. Rian, are you in the chat, my brother? I think Rian is in the chat. Rian did a nice full analysis on the cracker for us. I think the cracker ended up the month 8R last month. And net. Rian was at 8R if I'm not mistaken. If you can just let me know. It was either 8 or 7R. So depending on your risk. So if you were risking 1% per trade on the cracker, you would have netted 8% for the month. Which doesn't sound great, but 8% is a massive, massive return for something that's very, very mechanical, easy to follow.
The
Yes,
what?
8R. Yeah.
The Heiken-Ashi chart.
Heiken-Ashi.
What the hell is that?
No, it's that chart that it just gives you overall direction. It prints like a candle, but it just looks weird. Yes, 8R. Okay, thanks, Rian. So 8R doesn't sound amazing, but let's say you pushed it a little bit, you went 2% per trade. That's 16%. So,
But even to say it like this is a long-term game.
Ah,
That's a funded account. You're doing 8% on a live account. Nothing wrong with that.
no, I don't know him, Brian. Is that the professor guy? Then I know him. I know he was doing some stuff a couple of years ago.
What's Nasdaq doing? Also,
Keys, I think what we need to do is go back the last 2 months. Take the wait, let me just mute. I think it's definitely Chris 8R for how long a month? Champ, a month. So that's 8R net.
Brandon, no, we kind of not really focused on that because we focused on this other stuff. And it's been working, bro. It's been working. So yeah, we're kind of looking at these little upgrades over here for the cracker.
No, Brandon. Opening range is cuck, my bro. No, unless you, for me, there's no entry criteria that confirms or cuck. I think Peter trades it. I don't know how successful Peter is with it. I canned it. There are months where you're going to absolutely get your entries and it's going to work well. And then for the most, it doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense to me. I don't follow him, Brian. I don't follow him. It was just a weird persona thing. As soon as somebody starts doing like little personas and stuff, that's just weird. That just if it starts looking like a gimmick, it might be a gimmick. And Fondu, please email support@vaultfunder.trade. They will assist you immediately. I don't know why the guys need to do weird stuff. I see something that works though, Keegs. I actually checked last week. Is if you start a video and you say, "Hey guys, this is your mentor, Keegan van Dijk. Guys, it is your mentor, and I am looking at you." You have to say like, "I am your mentor." So you actually hypnotize the people. You have to start off the video.
Is that how you was doing?
Hey
bro?
guys, this is Chris Marketbull, your mentor and trader. That really works, bro. It's like a hypnotization. Hey Nila. Bro, I swear they hypnotize the people.
Oh, bro.
They are hypnotizing the people.
Watch, guys. That's how Chris is going to open streams in the morning now.
Guys, it is your mentor, Chris Marketbull. The bull of the markets. Bro, I'm so cack bleak about this thing. I still told myself, don't take it if it goes up first. And
Bro, but as I said, we just stuck to the plan. We both said from the start that we did not like the
that
sell.
Asia lows, I think I was hopeful that we'll create that opening range. Pump and then dump.
Bro, but that's the thing. I think this whole, as we always say, it's mechanical. When it comes to ourselves, we still have our bias. Obviously,
Yeah.
top right, I'm bearish. I said to the guys, if we got underneath that R2, we're in trouble. We said if that went
the
down.
last R2.
So, yeah, it was it's not that our technical ability of analyzing a chart isn't there. We did it, but following the plan is following the plan. Did you watch the F1 this weekend? Nila, I'll give it to Max, bro. I was one hell of a drive.
Oh, Max.
I
Max.
will give him that one. It was one hell of a drive.
Did you just say Super Max?
That I didn't go that far, bro.
Okay, didn't say
I
that.
didn't go that far.
Super Maximus.
Bro, there was a video, I don't know when I laughed at, and it was like these people was like, yo,
Max.
watching the Brazil GP in 20 seconds. And it's just red flag, car crash, rain delay, red flag, car crash.
Max Verstappen
Then it's
wins
this,
the race.
and then at the end, it's just that Dutch anthem. Everyone's like, oh my word.
Yeah, I forgot not forgot. I didn't know the race was on already. And when I switched on, I was like, Max second, and everyone's like, oh, McLaren made a mistake. They should have never pitted this, that, and I was like, okay.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, it is enjoyable now. Like, it always is different winners. It's been crazy. It's been good F1 again. Like, actually watching, and as much as yes, there was a lot of crashes, it was really some good driving. Those conditions those guys were in to race the way they were. Those guys were putting some serious skill on show. What the hell is this, bro? This 100% is what they play in the Netherlands.
Where in the Netherlands?
100%, bro. That just sounds like a Max song.
Super Max.
That's a Max song right there.
That's 100% a Max song.
But the best for me, guys,
Super
and you
Max,
can't. That
Super Max.
it will take a while till someone beats it. Is literally there, Lance crashing out in the formation lap, and the best part,
he
bro.
goes into the dirt. Like every Formula One driver knows, those cars aren't built for dirt.
Bro, but the best thing is the face of his mechanics. Like, so he crashed out. They had to do qualifying Sunday morning. So they didn't have overnight to repair the car. They had 3 hours to repair the car and get it ready for the race. Those guys worked, bro. 3 hours to get the car ready. And he crashes out in the formation lap. Those mechanics just sat there, bro. That look on their face. What are you doing? That sound is epic. Hated on my live last week. Someone joked that if Lewis was driving McLaren, they were going to win the season. It was Fred, the Ferrari principal, where he was asked about Hamilton, the way he's performing, how do they feel about him driving there next year, and he made the comment saying, if you had Hamilton in that McLaren this year, he would be winning the championship. How do you normally drive into the gravel? Yeah, like Nila, that is like Chris said there. Every F1 driver knows to avoid it.
Nila, and he was on that little runoff section. He could have literally just gone around. There's a tarred section around it.
Bro, he can do what all of them do. Just literally put foot and just spin the car around quickly. It isn't even the wet. Just spin it around and then drive.
When I saw it, I was like, that is... He wasn't keen for the race. He was just like, let me beach this
He was
car.
just like, I want to get out of here. I want to go on my private jet. I want to get home and I want to get out of the rain.
I'm going to beach this car quickly. Like, mechanics, don't worry. I'm going to beach this baby.
Yeah, Frankie, that's the same as the guys always say with the Red Bulls. Those Mercedes are not the same car.
No.
And those Red Bulls are not the same car. If you look at the Ferraris, those are two of the same cars. If you look at McLaren, those are both the same cars. But there's not a chance that Mercedes and those Red Bulls are the same cars.
Bro, but I'm pretty bleak with Merc being so cuck over the weekend. I honestly thought that they would do a lot better. They were nowhere, bro. Like, Russell didn't even look like getting close to Ocon or Gasly.
No. But that car was... Okay, but that's Russell, bro. Russell's not an aggressive driver. Let alone, for example, in the part where Lando overtook him. Russell, bro, was driving like 40. Because the rain got so bad, he was so scared to put foot. There, Lando was like, you know what, screw you. At least he had some balls. Pulled out, put foot flat in the rain and just went past him. It was Alma Marku that said they're lucky that Lewis isn't in a McLaren. Yeah.
No, I think honestly, Lewis would pump some of those guys.
I will behave like that if my father owns the team and the top sponsor happens to be my father. I have no one to answer to except my father.
Did Yuki qualify third? I didn't watch the...
Bro, Yuki was in third at a stage, like through the race. Like halfway till the race, Yuki was in third. Then he pitted the same time that
But
Lando...
where did he...
He qualified third.
Bro, Yuki.
Yuki was third. He was in third till about 35 laps in. That's the same time he pitted when Lando and Russell pitted.
Yeah.
And a lap later they got a red flag. And then everyone else pitted and got to change their tires as well. So they got past and then guys could change their tires and that's how they lost position.
I don't think Perez is going to be around.
Can I open the bars? Yeah, open the bar on any pair you like, bro. Go for it.
Verstappen was 12-1 to win the race.
Bro.
Anyone bet on that, guys? Anyone bet on that? I know that one mate of mine bet something to, I think it was like 50-1 for Perez to be on pole.
Bro, the best for me was the guys. They were like, yeah, the Alpines literally are a boat. They're undrivable till you put it in the rain, and now it's a speedboat.
Okay, but they were actually cucked because Verstappen pulled like 19 seconds with 20. That's almost a second a lap quicker.
Yeah,
but it wasn't
that's
clear
once he's
air.
in clear air, yeah.
But still, no, those Alpines are
He
cucked.
wasn't doing close to that pace when he was behind
Those
them.
Alpines are horrific. And it's actually so bad. Gazman and Ocon are two very good drivers.
Bro, but you know the worst for me was when they showed the onboards. Verstappen, obviously, the first lap going from 17th to 10th in the first lap. Bro, then they showed the onboard on the third corner, that long left. Bro, everyone's queued up behind each other. It's like they're just chilling, bro. They're chilling. He just pulls out and he passes like 5 cars. And then he joins the track in again. I was like, what am I watching?
Your chat is very, very choppy. I don't know if the guys are still fast asleep. let's just go split screen real quick. GBP USD not doing anything, just trading around that daily R1, also below that previous daily high. Yeah, nothing here. Ugly. GJ, there's that 200 daily EQ, also nothing really here for me. Just one thing that I am monitoring here, Chad, is that 197. And if we do get a minor break of structure to the upside, I might consider something, because we're going to trade in this range. Remember, I said I expect some type of range bound price action here, with Asia lows being taken and now trading back in the range. Gold, I am looking for potential buys here. If we can hold above this zone right here, if we can hold this zone, and the reason I say I'm looking for buys, if you look left with me, you can see that this zone was continuously rejected. So every time we closed above, we came right back below. But now we've broken up, we've come back into it, and we've had this massive 15 rejection. And 3 minutes left. I don't know how likely it is for this 15 to flip. But on the 5 minute, what I'm looking at is if we can get somewhere above here, somewhere here, and actually get a retest on that daily pivot. Because even now, on the lower time frames, you can see every time we closed above, straight back down. Now, if we can get a hold above here, then I might look for something. There's quite a bit of liquidity to the upside. So let's see. Maybe we get something out of this zone. Nasdaq, Asia lows taken, previous daily lows, as mentioned. That is just a likely target with the context of where we were trading. And then the same with US 30, unlucky here. Version 3, we're going to work on it. If we see version 3 actually gives us a better result, then that would have actually been a sell. We would have sold into that bullish candle. That would have been a beautiful, beautiful trade to the downside. But again, this is purely off the last 2 weeks. If we go back 2 months, we might see that V3 is not something worth considering. And maybe that's just the medicine you got to take. Got to take the good with the bad.
It's the same thing. Last week was 4 out of 5. So
Yeah.
this week again, is it 4 out of 5? And this is just the loser to start the week.
So you got to take the good with the bad. But if we can add an extra 4R, Chad, definitely, Keeks. 4R is 4R. It makes it a 12R strat. So I'm actually going to start tonight already. And then DXY, Chad, trying to hold out here. So going to be interesting. I think markets are just adjusting to this new split. 4 o'clock. There's loads of sell-side liquidity being built up on gold, Chris. As much as there's sell-side liquidity, there's buy-side liquidity as well, my brother. And if you think about it this way, as much as you can say there's sell-side, every single time sellers get in here, they can't take it away. The buyers are here every single time. So you got to argue the fact as well that if sellers can't take price away from here and buyers are keeping it here, who do you think is the stronger party between the buyers and the sellers? That's the simple way that I think about it. That if this level is so strong, the sellers aren't going to allow the buyers to keep it here. So that's why I'm thinking there's that daily key zone to the upside, and I think that's where sellers might get involved. Up here, if you think about it, that is your range breakout there. So that's where we broke back into the range. And if sellers keep it below there, then obviously bulls are in trouble. So that red line there, I think that is where your buy side liquidity is resting. And Yeah, that's just how I perceive it. But again, always with trading, I always assume that I'm wrong until proven right. That's the right way to trade. You don't accept that you are right to be proven wrong. You're wrong up until the markets have proved your theory right. No, 100%, dude. Here's the daily pivot. It's going to move from here either way. One thing though, we couldn't take the previous daily low, so that's quite a big one for me. We couldn't stay below that previous daily low. We just literally nipped it. But yeah, this thing can literally go either way. That's why I've got this zone marked out here. If we really start to see some momentum to the downside here, I think easy run into these lows. But we're going to need to see some type of commitment from the sellers here. Very choppy though. I would say not the cleanest price action here. That's right, yeah. If somebody says, "Oh, that is so clean," I want to gobble up this price action, then teach me. Send me your number. Teach me how to trade this overlapping price action here. Yeah, there's nothing else I like on USD.
I think anything dollar related, bro.
Yeah,
it's gonna be
choppy
chill till tomorrow. You're not gonna get much.
Even tomorrow though.
Tomorrow, I think it's.
I'm
gonna,
not trading.
I think it's
I'm not
gonna
trading
be,
in the afternoon. It's a bank holiday, so we can't stream tomorrow, bro.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be quiet. But when they start doing those polls and as they start coming out,
Releases, yeah,
the releases, it's gonna start getting volatile.
Chad, I think we're gonna make that call now already. Presidential election tomorrow. It's not gonna. Yeah, I don't. Keeks, do you wanna? I'm not gonna trade.
Nah, we're not gonna trade. Prodigy guys, obviously, I think we can keep you guys updated.
Yeah.
But we're not gonna make a stream for it. We're not. No, Bram. We're not trading it. But I say we'll keep you guys updated. So we can just be like, it's looking like this or it's looking like that. But I don't think Chris or myself we're not going to put any more money on the market tomorrow.
You didn't trade when Trump was elected 2016.
No.
Chad, so instead of getting FX Street, I hope you guys have Twitter. Because that man, you got to put on the alerts. Okay, did you trade Brian, bro? Keeks. Literally, that man will pump the market. Like, we're so close to all-time highs. Strongest economy ever. It's going to be a beautiful economy. Unemployment, record lows. Dow Jones at levels last seen 56 years ago after World War II. This economy is just absolute. So, twofold, Chad. That man has single-handedly made me a lot of money. And apologies for my French, he's also royally fucked me with, royally, with his chat on Twitter with tariffs. Where one Friday afternoon, everything's going beautifully, and round about half an hour after the open, we're slapping 30% on China, done. Hope you guys are ready. And I'm like, dude. What are you doing? Slapping 30% on China over a tweet. 30 minutes into the open. Are you kidding me? He must have had guys in the market because the way he timed it was beautiful. If you knew that man was going to tweet, sure.
Like guys were ready for it, bro.
Just I love the dude, but I don't know if I'm ready for that Trump volatility on Twitter. Poof. Yeah, I think News Squawk actually needs to have a Trump section. Anything he
Trump
says,
section.
just like you get notified. Like Trump just said this. Be aware. Trump is causing cuck. Be aware. Juice, I think the reason he liked Twitter was because before they started with the, I don't want to say shadow banning, but before they started with all of that control, Twitter was relatively, like even if you go onto Twitter now, it's that app is chaos, dude. You're literally seeing murders occur. You're seeing footage out of the war in Ukraine and Russia. It's like there's no filter on that app. There's literally no filter, and that's the main reason he used it, because he knew you could post anything on there. Now with Elon owning X, I think Chad, I almost think he's gonna really run and gun on that app now. The fact that the fate of the world is that FX, but what I will say though, what I will say about Trump is that Trump is not somebody that likes war, and I want to be very honest with you. He's not a warmonger like Hillary, any of those guys. So he's always looking to mediate. He's a businessman. Business people don't do war. That's not good for your economy. So you can already know that Trump will immediately start having democratic talks with all of the opposition leaders. He's the only and first president in the world to step into North Korea. So the guy is there to remediate relationships.
Yeah.
He's there to do business. So I can almost guarantee I'm not fearful that Trump is that guy that's gonna, he's not gonna build a war machine, to be honest. Yeah, he's not like a George Bush or a Clinton or those guys.
Trump all the way, guys.
Twitter is just a crazy, like, I don't even want to go on there. Like, I've shown the guys my timeline. It is madness. On the one side, it's guys fighting, then it's robbery, then it's politics, the propaganda machine, both ways. I have to say they kept it quite balanced. I saw a lot of videos pro-Trump, and I saw a lot of videos pro-Harris. The one of LeBron James, then I saw Cardi B crying, and I saw, was it J-Lo crying, and I was like, okay, this is now a celebrity tussle. Then LeBron James posting a very out of context video where they tried to liken this election and Trump's previous campaign with that of during that apartheid era that they also had. I was like, yo, dude, this thing is so out of context. Like, you can paint a very bad picture of anyone. Nazam, 100%. And you'll see how he will diffuse that situation in the Middle East real quick. He was the one that said, listen here, get our troops out of the Middle East. I don't know if you guys are, I'm just scared of getting shadow banned here. Go watch that documentary about what happened in the Middle East. Like, it is actually crazy to think what they did there was basically just off a hunch, nothing confirmed. The media would say one thing, but they didn't need to do any of what they did there in the Middle East. The US actually had no place there. And then secondly, the Biden administration selling weapons to terrorists in the Middle East. Like, yeah. you funding the terrorists, then you go to fight them, but then to annex the Chad, it's I don't wanna get shadow banned here, but go deeper into that story. When you start seeing what really happened there, you will be completely appalled. It is absolutely crazy. And that's why Trump immediately, when he saw it, is like, dude, we've got absolutely no business being here. Get our troops out, get our troops home. What are we doing? There's no need to be here. There's no terrorist threat if you don't fund them and you don't give them weapons. Like you're fighting a monster you're feeding. It's almost like, I'm fighting this monster, let me feed it some more.
Oh, bro, this is taking, like, I might do something on gold here, but
yeah, I'm also looking. I'm going to give it a couple of more minutes.
Just waiting here, guys.
I'm going to give it a couple of more minutes as well. I'm just going to pee quick kicks. Check it out.
All good, bro. Right, Chad, I'm just waiting here, but we might take something very shortly. Smash that like and subscribe. Yeah, guys, we are just short actually of 14.2. We're obviously pushing for that 15k before end of the year, but exciting stuff, guys. We're going to really be pushing a bit of the YouTube content for you guys moving forward. So a lot of those tips and tricks and life hacks, reaction videos, a whole bunch of stuff. So the YouTube videos that are watchable for you to go and save later or watch at home after having dinner or whatever it be. We're really going to start upping that a bit. So a lot of exciting content on that side coming for you guys.
Yeah, that's why it's important, Chad, to be very aware of what's going on. You can't follow what the propaganda machine is pumping you. And I actually fell off my chair the one day when I saw how oblivious the majority of the US population is. Have you seen some of those guys that go into the street and they ask like simple history questions, and it's like just the IQ level of some of the people there are like non-existent. It's like, oh no, we just believe anything you feed us.
That is crazy, bro.
And that is one of the most advanced economies in the world. Chad, I might go for a little GJ play here in 42 seconds, depending on how we close here. Let me just go split screen here for us. There's that hold off the EQ. There's that 197 hold. Here's that minor break of structure. There's that 200. Daily pivot's going to be our advantage point. Just want to see a tiny little bottom wick here. Break and continuation trade up to that daily pivot. Then we'll see what we'll do there. There's also that key daily level. So I just want to see what we do here. Quite a big pullback. That's not ideal. Oh, okay. So
All right, guys. Again, a little bit of that R&D new strat I'm testing. I'll be taking the long on gold now. Again, this is that R&D trade, so please don't dive in on this here. This is purely just so I can journal it later on.
Oh, no, Chad, that's not a bottom wick for me. I want to see it test this level here. First, want to see it tap into that level. If it just runs here, it runs. That's fine. Not my trade to take. 26.4. Okay. Then that's not my trade. What are you trading long? Oof,
Yeah.
What is gold doing? What is gold doing? Oh, okay, interesting. How did the 15 close? Yeah, this 15. I like it, dude. This 15, they can't get below here. Previous 30 closed bullish as well. I think it's a solid trade. What is the 5 minute? 5 minute closing back above there. Minor break here. No test on the daily pivot though. Oh, it's a toughie. Alright, GJ. There we go. Let's see bottom wick now being formed.
Oh, it's gold.
Minutes. Okay, Chad. I'm going to place buy stops here on the break, re-break of this 5 minute high. If it does that, GJ, re-break of that high. This thing can just die from here. But if it re-breaks to the upside, that's going to be the trade. We held above 197. We're now at that 200. There's that daily zone untested. There is 197.50. If it just rips down here and it doesn't flip, I'll just delete the buy stops. Please note that this is not financial advice. This is purely a trade taken based off my strategy. Alright. Minor break of structure, session highs there. Let's see if this can flip. Gold, I would absolutely love if we can get a bullish close above and a candle that taps into this level and actually holds the level, because we have not yet closed above and held this daily pivot. So yeah, every time we close above, just right back below. So this will be the first candle then to actually break above, hold above. Then I think this thing can run. Or it can just run, yeah, either way. Let's check the 15 minute. Yes, this price action is horrific, my bro. DXY looks like it wants to start melting down, yeah. Yeah, interesting. GU, nice bounce there off your daily R1. There you can see. Holding that 200. GJ, we've got a minute left. Can this thing flip and rip? One minute. Keys over. Oh, okay. Obviously, it's Monday. It's a longer day. You're not gonna start R&Ding tonight. Are we gonna start tomorrow?
I'll probably do a little bit tonight,
Okay.
and then I'll actually get into it.
Are we gonna take the
tomorrow
last
morning.
2 months?
Yeah,
So that's basically 40 trading sessions.
yeah. How are you doing today? Hope you're doing how you doing, Keeks? Chris, hope you well. What's up, my brother? Hope you're doing good, man.
Chat, I'm deleting this. Say, just letting you know, delete. Very unlikely for that to flip bullish now. What's your target, Keeks? 27.49.
27.47.
27. Only 27.47.
Yep.
Why not go for that buy side liquidity with that inverse fair value gap with the buy side inefficiency and
Let's just wrap it up, bro. We just go for 2R then.
go for that busy.
27.49.
Dude, there's a lot of buy side liquidity there.
We'll just pump it, bro.
Just it. I think if you had to start chatting at ICT lingo with somebody that doesn't know trading, they'll think you're busy launching a rocket. All right, guys, we are 3 minutes away from the BISI into the FVG, but don't worry, we've got the MSS into the boss, into the CHOCH, and yeah, looking for a breaker. It's like, no, you're hired. Welcome to SpaceX, guys. Chad, this is our new launch coordinator. Bro, imagine that chat you're gonna have with that. We got the macro in our side.
Keys, what's your criteria for this trade? That new range break. So purely the sense that you've been traded in and out of it, fake outs the whole time. And now you obviously did not only hold the support one final time with the big breakout to the top side, but also hold it above the daily pivot, that close above the daily pivot. So going in for that.
I want to jump in after this 5. If this 5 holds, that's going to be the first candle today that actually a retest holds on the daily pivot. Yo, what did my wife say?
This is the FBI opener. I see other mentors are building neural networks now. Oh.
Really? Hey.
Tomorrow we get a cracker every hour.
Daddy FX, the ICT cult is one of the strongest cults. It's you can't reason with logic. Any type of logic, any type of factual statements, any type of constructive arguments, they don't hold water with the ICT trader. The best way is if they say something, you just say, yes, dude, yeah, it works. Show me the way of the ICT. It
is quite crazy how those guys just have an excuse for every little thing. Yeah, it's quite crazy.
It's like, ICT, you've changed my life. And it's like, dude, what are you doing? You're still losing money. No, but you changed my perspective about trading. I'm still not profitable, but these concepts I will get down. And one day, once I've got these concepts down, I will be profitable.
Michael, we are bearish. Very simple. We said the minute it broke this yearly R2, it's going to be bearish. Right now for me, that's just simply a retest. And this thing can still come all the way back down.
Wait, what did I miss? Checks? What did Checks say? Nah, Chad. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. Look, we're not even the best traders here, but I can honestly say that our results trading live is better than Mr. Addlestone himself. I think he traded live 4 times this year and he got nuked on all 4 occasions. And they were hunting his stops on a demo account. So, I don't know. Chad, like I said previously, the big thing for me with the ICT cult is, why does every cult member have a different view? Like the one cult leader, sub-cult leader, is saying that fair value gaps don't work and you should trade inverse fair value gaps. Because now, Keegs, what they're saying is that the first ICT concepts hunted retail stops. Now, because ICT has become so mainstream, now you're targeting retail stops and the original ICT trader stop. So now there's a retail ICT trader stop hunt. So now you flip the concepts because now the real ICT traders are getting faked out.
But then what happens when the real traders who faking out the first ones, they become too like mainstream, so then they have to have it flipped again to get back at those guys?
Bro, it's a clusterfuck at this stage. I don't know what to trade. My ICT concepts don't work. So it's actually like what you thought you were going to do, just do the opposite.
Jonathan, on what, my brother? A normal account, on a prop firm account, on what type of account we're talking here?
As an ICT charter, they sell courses to make money. Yeah, bro. I don't know. Like, I unfollowed the guy. I don't want to. That's politics. If you ever wondered how politics works, go check the ICT. Chad, I would have never taken this. There was another minor break there. No bottom wick, just a straight rip to the top. You could have argued that 15 was the play. That 15 gave you that minor break here. But, yeah, Chad, that is...
Jonathan, the most I ever did on a live account that was a payout was just under 14%. So it was like 13.8 or something. 13.8, 13.7. And then obviously they take their 20% split.
Keys, I think that's it for me, man, bro.
I was going to say, bro, we can call it there. Yeah, guys, obviously it builds up to elections tomorrow, so it's going to be a crazy one. Genuine question, though, do fair value gaps work? Yes and no. I think there's a time a market will do something and coincidence there'll be a fair value gap. And there's other time guys will say there's a fair value gap and it bursts right through it. Then they're going to tell you, no, but it was the next fair value gap. Oh, no, it was the next fair value gap.
Ooh.
Yeah, so yes, there's a time, and you could argue yes, it does, and then you can argue as many times it doesn't. It's just one of those things about trading. Nothing's going to work 100%, so it's not going to every single time it happens it's going to work.
Do you know what a fair value gap is?
Yeah, there's one right there.
Oh, this year?
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
You literally tap me into one right now.
No. I thought you never studied the stuff.
I only know that because guys literally always used to harass us with it. That's the same thing, bro. Like, for example, the only reason I know is like the silver bullet.
Yeah.
Because guys used to always ask me if I trade the silver bullet. I'm like,
okay.
I don't even know what the hell it is. And they're like, bro, it's like exactly what you trade in. And I was like, no, I have no clue, bro.
So now the thing is, Keeks, the inverse fair value gap is this. So you would sell here as an ICT trader, but now what I do is I wait for this to break above and I actually buy that now. That's the inverse. So you as an ICT guy, you like frothing at it. It's like, oh, look at this OTE 618, oof, golden zone. OTEs, baby. And then I wait for it to break above and I buy it. And you become my liquidity. I eat real ICT traders because I'm an inverse ICT. Okay, now I'm kidding, Chad. I love all traders. I love all ICT traders. I just want to put that out there. No towards any ICT traders. If you do it well, I'm very glad. Bro, this thing is gonna inverse now. Okay.
But yo, guys, honestly, typical Monday morning or Monday afternoon, but part of trading. So we know the cracker, how it works. We always said we can't get that 5 out of 5. The best we always do is 4 out of 5. So I won't complain if this was a loss and we move forward. We are obviously going to start looking to that V3. So definitely the cracker might have an update coming soon. But you guys might not even see V3. Because if you guys are sleeping on it, literally you're in the last few phases, last few weeks, and the cracker becomes a strictly Project G item. So you guys don't even see the cracker anymore. Yeah, we're going to enjoy the little bit we do still have with it. But going into how the session's finishing up today, obviously tomorrow going to be a big one. Chris, any closing remarks?
No, Chad, I think take it easy tomorrow. We'll only be trading London. We're not going to trade New York. Big one. Reason also why it's big is not purely because it's Democrats versus Republicans, Trump versus Harris. No, it's new president. There comes a lot of new changes with a new person in power. So take it easy. It's a one day where you can sit back, enjoy the ride, watch the news. There's going to be 4 years with the new president. So it's not just a by the way thing. It's massive. There's a potential. There is going to be a new leader because obviously Biden is not standing to be re-elected, so he won't do a second term. So either way, there will be a new leader for the US going to the next 4-year term. So it is quite big. Don't just take it by the way. It is a serious thing. And we're going to go into our new market cycle now with that new leader taking office early in Jan. So exciting times. Things might change in the markets. We're going to not need to adapt our strategies, but some of the frameworks are going to change longer term, and that will all start to become clear once we know. I think by Wednesday we know, Geeks. Wednesday morning, Wednesday afternoon, I think they'll be very close to locking it in, all ballots counted. And yeah, Chad, really appreciate it. Peace and love, baby.
There we go, guys. So as always, we'll see you guys. Or I won't even see you guys. Prodigy guys, you'll see us in the group. But trade safe tomorrow, guys. So as always, take care of yourselves, take care of each other. Peace and love, baby. Cheers.
Cheers.
It's my favorite. Watch about my whole house down. I feel a thing. One look in the mirror, don't like what I find. I know that somewhere in there there's a good guy, but he runs away at midnight. I'm sorry that I stole your car. Ain't got those tattoos on my arms that don't mean shit to me. Maybe you should pull the alarm, so I don't take it way too far. Die before I'm 23. I'm sorry, Mom. I'm sorry, Mom. I'm sorry, Mom.
and there's collateral damage. I gotta go.
I'm sorry that I stole your car.